State versus Ronald Culver, possession of methamphetamine. Good morning.
I'm not sure.
Petition filed to revoke.
I'm not sure the status of this case, if he's actually been arraigned on these charges.
Has not been arraigned.
Your Honor, we'll enter a plea of not true to these charges and ask that it be scheduled for a hearing.
This is 12-52. I didn't say that. Hearing before Judge Webb on March 12th. Brian Maxwell, 2 counts of rape, sexual assault in the second.
Your Honor, we had previously filed a motion and we submitted the issue of suppression of Mr. Maxwell's custodial statement to the court, I believe, sometime in January. So we are, at this point, just awaiting a decision from the court.
I had ruled on this, and there's a ruling in the file.
Okay.
I have denied the motion. Since I've reviewed this area of the law seems to become more strict about what one has to do to get an attorney. But anyway, I denied the motion, and you can review it. I thought we'd sent you a copy.
You did, Your Honor. In our office, as you know, going through some changes. I was just noticed it when I opened the file this morning.
Okay.
So I'll indicate what that means to Mr. Maxwell. Do you indicate that this matter has been reset for trial, Your Honor? Okay.
March 10th.
We'll leave it as scheduled.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's all we can do today, Mr. Maxwell.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. 14-189, State versus Larry Maynard.
Your Honor, this is a case we had spoken about earlier. The case is set for trial on the 10th. This is a case along with Mr. Hadries and Mr. McDaniel. I might have to move to continue and take the time with us. I'll get those motions filed if the court will set us a short reset date for trial in this case.
Very well. Two drug cases.
Yes. Thank you, Judge.
14-143, State versus Michael Hadris. So,
Likewise, Judge, this one's set for trial on the 10th. I'll move to continue it. If the court can give us a trial in April or May, we'll resolve it then.
okay, this is an appeal out of district court. Driving on suspended and maybe other things.
Yes, file motion on all of these. Your Honor, that's all I have before the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
15-29, State versus Kayla May. Methamphetamine, 14-225. Similar charges, 14-223. Controlled substances.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Other than us just making the record that I think we're going to track all 3 of these cases together for administrative purposes, I don't think there's any other action to be taken at this time. We respectfully reserve the right to sever should some reason to come up. I don't anticipate that at this point, but that's all we have on that, Your Honor. I think we're set for pre-trial motions on April 16th, if that pleases the court.
Okay. Let me go through the files right quick and leave it as scheduled.
Thank you, Your Honor. Judge, I would note that I've also received the initial disclosure of discovery for 2014-225. We've been waiting on that, and we have that today. Thank you. That concludes my business before your honorable court, if I may be excused, Your Honor.
Indeed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
State versus Gerald Blevins, possession of firearms by certain persons, intoxication, possession of controlled substances. 15-44.
Your Honor, I represent the defendant. We enter a plea of not guilty, waive formal reading the information, and request that he may remain on his present bond.
We'll have him appear before Judge Webb on March 12th, 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes my business. If I may be excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
14-257, State versus David Pemberton, possession of methamphetamine.
The file, we don't have a file on Mr. Pemberton. The
Okay.
prosecutor's file indicates that at one point in time we had been potentially were appointed. I don't know if your file reflects that or not.
Let's see.
Mr. Bayless's case.
Yes, the public defender's office was appointed. Have you met with the public defender's office or someone from their office?
Yes, I have.
You met with Mr. Bayless, is that what you tell me?
I believe so, Your Honor, and I'm not sure what the status of that case is. Has this one been scheduled for trial?
It has, it's in the jury trial scheduled for April 7th. The plea deadline is March 5th. I tell you what, I'll just leave it as scheduled, and if we need to have motions or address other matters, we will on that day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Card, okay.
14-251, State versus Michael Leach, possession of OxyContin, methamphetamine, and marijuana.
I represent Mr. Leach. I have two plea offers that I would need to pass along to him in these matters.
Okay,
At this point, we're not ready for disposition. If we could just leave it as scheduled. It's like jury trial in March.
okay. You would
Thank
come,
you, Your Honor.
would he need to come back on March 5th, or just leave it? We'll just leave it. If you can bring him in, need to bring him in, do so.
Will do.